Ram, welcome to part 4. Join me in a meditation which can heal chronic fatigue, insomnia, oversleeping, depression, etc. Close your eyes and sit. We all know how to close our eyelids, but not our eyes. Closing the eyes means to completely be seeing inside, behind the eyelids. Usually when you close your eyes, you start seeing many things inside you. The inner television will never be switched off. It constantly goes on. Now close your eyes and completely stop seeing inside. Turn off the inner television. Then you will see the intense darkness from which you were born, the darkness in your mother's womb, the same darkness that you still carry in your inner space. Out of the same space energy in your mother's womb, the whole world has emerged. You came out of one bit of space energy from your mother's womb. When you come out from your mother's womb, you had already imbibed that darkness, that space energy into your own inner space. And that's just the mother. And the mother is inside the father. There is only a seeing of the darkness and a being of the darkness because of the light of consciousness. You close your eyes, and it is only by the light of consciousness that you can see the darkness. So you know beyond death, beyond darkness, it all rests in the one, in the Father. But first you have to become one with the Mother. If you close your eyes and stop seeing things inside, you will see intense darkness. Just be with the intense darkness for at least 20 minutes. If your mind wanders, just come back and get centered. Be with the darkness. After 20 minutes, open your eyes and bring the same darkness outside for 5 minutes. With your eyes open, say the same scenes that you saw in the darkness. See the same thing with intensity. This may take up to a month of practice, but if you can see the same darkness inside and outside, you will see you are able to switch off your mind whenever you wish. Everything is the mother. Everything is the darkness that shows you and brings you to being that light of consciousness. Just to remain as you are. The wall, all of it, it's all the Ma. Switch off the mind. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the lotus feet of my divine mother. Ma, it's all Ma. Understand the ability to switch off your mind whenever you wish liberates you from all problems, all disorders related to the mind, whether it is insomnia, oversleeping, chronic fatigue, or depression. All of these things are related to the causal body or the fifth energy body in us. All diseases related to the causal body will be completely healed once you enter into the deep darkness inside and outside. Physiological and psychologically, this meditation will transform your life. This technique is not only for healing, but it can also directly open you to deeper and deeper levels of consciousness to enlightenment, as I just mentioned. Awareness of Swadhisthana chakra. Step 1. Remember, be aware intensely of the being center, 2 inches below the navel. Intensely chant Ha-kara by producing the sound Bu-kara through the mouth as you exhale as loudly and as long as possible. This will create a vibration effect around your mouth. Allow any fear that comes up to come up. If you are trembling or shaking or feeling disturbed, it is okay. Intensely chant Hu-kara, Hu-kara, breathing in and out below the navel. Relax in the being center. Pure greed is intense bliss or excitement. Pure fear is intense peace. Hukara. Hukara. Being it, then releasing it. Breathing in and out. Through bliss you can achieve. Through peace also you can achieve. Relax into the peace and you will see that you are completely alive. Time versus understanding. If a painful incident happens in one's life, like the loss of a child, the husband or wife leaving the spouse, the breakup of a close friendship, one suffers and then slowly accepts it over time. One may cry and brood many days and nights, but then one comes to accept what happened. Time heals. It is a common saying. Understand that time is needed for healing only because you were not ready to face the pain and suffering in a conscious and aware manner at the time the incident happened. If you can just look at the pain, if you can witness the emotion with awareness and see the play of the mind while experiencing pain, then the understanding dawns and instant healing happens. The time is needed because you are not ready to have the understanding, so you suffer a great deal. Over time, in some weeks, months, or zone, when you face any pain with awareness, you become aware that you are not just the body. You become aware that no pain can really touch you, can touch the real you. Once you realize that you are beyond pain, you you rise above pain to become a dukkha atila, a dukkha atita. You experience that rare freedom that arises with non-attachment to the body.
I can search the web for that. Just tap the.
You will carry this freedom all your life. You will leave mundane life behind and enter into a spiritual plane. The whole material world disappears and another world arises, the one of incomparable beauty, innocence, joy, and compassion. This realization brings with it a state of absolute bliss, which is the state of enlightenment. Unclutching from pain. When you can maintain your center, when you can be centered on your being with facing deep physical pain or mental suffering, you will see that you just go beyond the pain. When you go deep, when you become more aware, more conscious, you suddenly realize that you are afflicted and disturbed more by the internal resistance within you than by the real incident caused the pain. You realize that the incident that happened in the outer world is not directly connected to the experience that is going on in the internal world or feeling. Sometimes if you just avoid the world, you constantly repeat pain, suffering, you'll escape. You feel pain, feeling it. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. That's what it's expressing. We must invite pain. A small story. One man was seen walking in a great pain. Another man asked him, "What happened? Do you have stomach ache or leg pain or something?" The man replied, "No, the shoes I am wearing are too small." The other man was surprised and asked, "Then why are you wearing them?" The first man replied, "Yes, I am suffering now, but in the evening when I remove the shoes, it is such a relief and great joy. You don't know how enjoyable it is to feel the relief when I remove them." This may look silly, but if we look into our lives, we are also doing the exact same thing. We invite pain upon ourselves. We may not like to believe this, but every single pain that we experience in life is invited by us. It is just like inviting guests to our house, calling them. We invite pain and disease upon ourselves with our immoderate habits and stressful lifestyles, and then forget all about it and complain later when disease happens. When you're in pain or in depression, the reason why you like sleeping so much is because this illusory material world goes away. And the reason you know that you had a peaceful sleep and that it was enjoyable was not because the things were gone, but because there was a part of you that was aware, that was awareness itself, that was peace, joy, bliss, your true self, beyond the waking life, beyond the death, the afterlife, beyond deep sleep and sleep, beyond dream. You are. Now, if you can hold on to that awareness, you can dance in the waking state and embrace that all things are illusory, but all things are also relatively real. And that's awareness, embracing the mystery. If you are just aware that suffering itself can open your eyes to the unreality of suffering, it can teach you how unnecessary it is to suffer at all. This is what I call necessary suffering. Once you learn your lesson through necessary suffering, you will handle suffering in a much more mature and beautiful way. The Master Bodhidharma says every suffering is a Buddha seed. Suffering can propel you to become a Buddha. It can bring you to the wisdom of knowing all about life and reality. He says, don't be against suffering. Feel grateful to suffering and to pain because they create the situation for you to search for truth. Otherwise, you will just live life like a rock or a plant. You will not realize the ultimate, which can only be achieved by the human consciousness. If the body and mind are the field, suffering is the seed, which wisdom is the sprout. In the ultimate state you attain is the grain. When you sow the seed of suffering in the field, that is your body and mind, wisdom sprouts from it, and you attain the ultimate state. Meditation techniques and the urge to know yourself. Join me in part 5 for these last chapters. Ram Ram. Much love.